Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy, Kev Kinckle. And I am ecstatic. I'm happy. The 30th of this month, I'm finally getting my surgery. And I hope this is the beginning of the end. I got into a car accident last year in January. I dislocated my hip, fractured my hip. I had surgery. That surgery didn't work out. I had to have another surgery in March. That surgery went all right. As I'm getting prepared to get back to work, I get a MRSA infection, which has me out from July to August. I was in the hospital, and I've been on crutches from July until now. I left the hospital in August. It's about to be December. I'm still on crutches. It's been a long road. I'm just thankful, man. I'm just thankful. The last thing that I had to do was a hip aspiration. And in this hip aspiration, what they're doing is they're seeing if there's any fluid or if the infection is still present in my hip. If the infection is still present, or there's inflammation present, that means that it's fighting off the infection. So that means that the infection is still present. They stuck like an 8-inch needle into my hip. That thing hurt, man. It hurt. They stuck it in. They didn't see any fluid come out. They told me it's looking good so far. Then they had to do it again. They had to switch positions and do it again. And it hurt, man. It hurt, man. They took the long needle to my hip. They broke the skin. That thing went into my flesh. They was checking to see if the infection was present. The infection wasn't. Thank you, Lord. Surgeries a go. And I got a little revelation, like in life, in order to move on from an infection or something inside of us that's not supposed to be there. An infection is infected with a disease that you got to get rid of. You can't function properly with the infection. So it hurt me. There was pain, there was swelling, it looked ugly. And to get back to normal, I had to go through that pain for them to see that there's no infection, there's no inflammation in there. But that's not the end of it. After they go in there and put my hip back, I still have to go through rehab. So I still have to go through things that's going to make me whole or make me better, because this situation that I was in with my hip, it messed me up. And a lot of us been in situations in our lives when situations messed us up and we don't get the proper healing. We don't get the proper therapy. So when we go back to a different situation, or maybe it's the same situation, because God will give us the same test over and over until we pass it. We're not equipped to pass it because we didn't go through the proper channel. So just like it hurt me when they stuck the needle in my hip, it's gonna hurt when we're, leaving some of the things that had us bound, or that we was bound to, or that we thought we had to be in. Relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever. And I'm not advocating for divorce, but sometimes these things happen. Career-wise, job, friendship, business ventures. These things hurt when they leave. It hurt when they stuck that needle into my hip, but they told me, Kevin, it's gone. You're now ready for your rehabilitation process to get you back right. So you've been through all this. It's hurt. You've been through so much pain. You haven't been able to do anything for the last months. And that's how these situations that we put ourselves in, we aren't able to be ourselves for months. I'm not able to go to the gym for months. I'm not able to do any cardio for months. I'm not able to function how I normally function for months. This thing hurt me. This thing messed me up. And I got used to this. So now, after that got this thing telling me that it's gone, it's not over. Now I have to put in work to get back to where I was. So when we go through these things with our relationships, with our business ventures, with our friendships, whatever it is, we have to put that work in to get back to where we were. But it's not going to be easy. It's going to hurt, but it's going to be all good because the Lord is with us. But the pain is showing you it's a part of the process. And how about if my situation was different? What if they would have checked out for the infection and the infection was still there? And I still got to fight and I still got to go hard. Do you have the power or the strength to move on when God shows you, yo, you're not really over this thing yet? Like you've been praying, you've been asking for forgiveness. I put you in this situation and I put the needle into your hip to see if the infection is still there. We thought it wasn't present, but I'm sticking it in and it's still there. You still got an attitude. You still curse somebody out. You still let that person get you so mad where you fell off your grind. The stuff that you was normally doing, you're not even doing now. You was focused before, you're not focused, so that infection is still messing with you. So we still got to put some work in, so when we check it, the infection's not there, and then we can start the rehab. But you're not even ready for the rehab process. Well, these are things that I was catching in the spirit, man. So it's a blessing, man, to be able to feel the pain, because I know with the pain, there's a process in it, and it's getting me somewhere, and hopefully I'll be able to be back like I was before. So it's a process, though. It takes a lot of time, and it's tough when you're sitting down, you're laying in the bed, and you're seeing all this stuff go on, and you're getting weaker, you're getting bigger, and all the things that you're normally doing, you're not being able to do, but it's a process. So if it hurts, we got to keep on going. It's always going to hurt. Every time you pass a test, you're going to get another test to pass. So when you see that the infection is still there, it's some work you got to do. We all got work to do. Nobody's above reproach. Nobody's perfect. I'm definitely not perfect, but I'm going through this stuff right now because I want to be a source of encouragement, because I know if I can get through this, then you can too. And that's with anything. I done had my car smashed up. I almost died. I done had to be resuscitated because my heart stopped after a surgery. I could have died a few times this past year, but I'm still here. And it's nice to be here, but life is still going on. So as I do say these things, I'm not trying to brag. I'm trying to be relatable so you can see that you're going through them too. But my life ain't stopped because I made it to here. Like, thank God I'm still alive, but I still got work to do. Bills ain't stopped. My kids is growing. My parents is getting older. I still got work to do. I got to get Kevin Kinckle right too, so I could be a blessing to these other people that are in my lives like they've been a blessing to me. So I was thinking to myself, sometimes I go off in a day. I was listening to 7 mistakes that men make, or they realize when they're older. So I'm guessing what would a 43-year-old me say to my 23-year-old self, right? And it was off the hook. It was just blessing me like, dang, like, it's some things that I messed up on that if I would have focused in and zoned on a couple of things, like I would have been all right. But it's a learning experience. And like I said, people can learn from some of the things that I've done so they don't make the same mistakes, or, follow through with some of the things that they want to. But I was also saying, like, how if you're driving and somebody cuts you off and you just ready to go off for them, or if you feel somebody disrespected you, or somebody did something disrespectful to you, and you feel, oh, they're going to learn today. Oh, they don't know who they messing with. And I was like, yo, you know what? Imagine if we had that same attitude with ourselves, like whenever we messed something up, or whenever we slipped up and did something wrong, or did something that put us in a worse position than we did before we did said thing, right? No matter what it is, business venture, relationship, arguing with coworkers, arguing with friends, just whatever it is. Nobody's perfect, so we all know when we're wrong. But imagine if when we were wrong, we yelled at ourselves in the mirror, just like we would yell at somebody else if we found out they was wrong. And it's so crazy that we will go off on somebody else for doing something to us, but we will not care about doing something to ourselves. It's like we get a pass for messing our life up, but we want to blame everybody else for their part in it. But we got to take accountability. I'm big on accountability. And one of the things that my peoples was telling me was about, well, how could you be accountable for somebody if they manipulated you? Bottom line is, if somebody manipulated you, you gave them the keys for the manipulation. You had to say yes. You had to allow it, because you could always say no. And you and I both know when something's going on and it don't feel right, you know what's going on. You could say no. But then people may have situations like I have. Like, I have a problem saying no to people. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I'm trying to be something. I don't know why I care about other people's feelings and thoughts before mine, but it has not done anything good for me. It's been all right, good little things here and there, but in the long run, it is the most hurtful thing you could do to yourself. It's not going to be appreciated, and it's going to be, stuff's going to happen where, say you let somebody borrow some money and they don't have the money to give it back to you when they said they would. And now they're getting attitude with you talking about well, I ain't make you give me the money. Like, damn, you was really going hard for the money when you needed it, but now you don't need it anymore. And now it's like, damn, I should have never gave it to you in the first place. Are we going to go hard on ourselves like we go hard on everybody else? Are we going to say that we were manipulated, we did X, Y, and Z, or what? Yo, that was my fault. I agreed to X, Y, and Z. But now I know that it's okay to say no. And then it brings me to boundaries. The Kevin Kinckle podcast. I am about to take it down. My leg is killing me. But it's about time for me to take it down. So it's late. I have some editing to do. And I will be publishing some shows. But thank y'all for spending this time with me once again. Surgery's coming up on Wednesday. I hope I was able to bless y'all a little bit with some words of encouragement to keep y'all going, not to give up. USA plays tomorrow, yes. But yeah, man, that's it for the night, man. I'm taking it down. I'm getting ready for the surgery, and I'll holler, man. It's Kevin Kinckle Podcast. I'll holler at y'all. Peace.